The moment I stepped through the doorway, my grandfather's voice sliced across the hall. "Why did you arrive in a taxi? What happened to the BMW we gifted you?" I hesitated, ready to explain, but my mother jumped in before I could form a single word. "That car belongs to her sister now," she said lightly, as if handing away my belongings was perfectly normal, as if I wasn't standing there with bruises no one cared enough to notice. Grandpa went still, too still, the kind of silence that sinks into the walls and chills the air. His eyes stayed locked on mine. He sensed it. Something was wrong. And I realized this was a moment everything I had swallowed for years would finally rise to the surface. What my mother didn't understand was that none of this was really about the car. It was a long-running pattern, one I'd watched shape our family my entire life. But the unraveling truly began the night I found my own sister sneaking out of my apartment with my keys in her hand and my perfume clinging to her wrist. I trusted her. I loved her. But betrayal always comes dressed in familiarity. Growing up, she trailed behind me like a shadow. My mother's favorite, my grandfather's second granddaughter who behaved as if she were the first. I shared everything with her, my notes, my clothes, my goals. When I received the BMW for my birthday, she cheered louder than anyone, or so I thought. Maybe it wasn't joy. Maybe it was envy reaching out to claim something of mine. The first warning was subtle. Strange charges appeared on my finance app. I assumed I'd misbudgeted. Then earrings went missing. Then a designer bag. But the final blow was a text message, synced by accident to my iPad. I deserve her things. She doesn't even use half of it. Besides, Mom says it's fine. Deserve. That single word burned like acid. They weren't just taking from me. They believed they had the right to. So when the BMW vanished from the building's parking area, I didn't explode. I didn't even flinch. I went quiet. And quiet can be lethal. People think silence means surrender, but silence is where strategies take shape. I didn't confront anyone. I didn't cry. I paid attention. I documented. I tracked every item missing, every justification, every accomplice. I collected screenshots, bank statements, loan records, even the CCTV clip of my sister driving my car as if it were hers. At first, I wasn't searching for revenge. I wanted fairness. But in my family, fairness required precision. Step 1. 2 weeks before today, I visited my grandfather alone. I didn't accuse anyone. I simply asked him to review the family property accounts, especially the one he'd placed in my name years earlier. I watched suspicion flicker behind his calm expression. Step 2. I quietly transferred all proof of misuse to him, wrapped as confusing discrepancies I needed help understanding. Nothing angered him more than squandered money and dishonesty. Step 3. I notified the bank, calmly and professionally, that the BMW had been taken without my consent. No theatrics, just documentation. Step 4. I waited. Patience is the sharpest form of retaliation. And now we had arrived at the present moment. My mother stood there smiling like she had already won. My sister hovered behind her, wearing innocence like a cheap mask. Grandpa leaned forward, eyes fixed on my sister. "So the car is hers now?" he asked softly, too softly. My mother beamed and nodded. The pride drained from her face the instant Grandpa set a folder on the table. The folder I had sent him. He slid it open, receipts, screenshots, bank statements, CCTV shots. He spread them out calmly, like a judge revealing a verdict. "Interesting," he said. "It seems she has taken much more than just a car." My mother paled. My sister's fingers shook. Grandpa didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. "From this moment on," he said, "everything in her name is revoked. Every allowance, every property, every card. And the BMW," he paused and turned to me, "returns to its rightful owner." My sister's mouth opened, but no words came. My mother tried to speak, but Grandpa lifted a hand, a command, not a request. "You acted on my behalf without my permission," he told her. "That ends today." The silence that followed wasn't mine this time. It belonged to them. The stunned, guilty, speechless silence of people who believed they would never be held accountable. I walked out with the keys in my hand, their eyes trailing after me like shadows that had lost their anchor. I didn't smile. I didn't gloat. Revenge doesn't need to be loud. It isn't flames or fury. It's gravity, steady, silent, inescapable. As I reached the door, I heard Grandpa's final word behind me. If anyone takes from her again, they answer to me. For the first time in years, I felt weightless, not because the car was returned, but because they finally understood what I had known all along. You can take my belongings, but you will never take the power of my silence. Silence is where I shape my justice.